What is up, everyone? Welcome to a brand new adventure. This is Stream Your Own Adventure. I'm your host, Matt. If you're here for the first time, basically I read Choose Your Own Adventure novels. Yes, those Choose Your Own Adventure novels, the ones from nearly 30, well, actually more than 30 years ago in some cases. I read them, and you decide which direction we're going to go in. We live, we start all over again. We die, take a shot. As always, if you're playing the home game, I encourage you to enjoy responsibly. That being said, welcome. Stuff Y, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Just good to have you. I read 'em, you weep. Yep, that's pretty much how this goes. I read 'em, you weep. Sorry, I appear to have a bat in my belfry. So if you'll excuse me, look at that. Look at that. That's great right there. Yeah, that's nice. All right. Oh, done and done. I like seeing that. I can see that. Got like a 20-second delay over there. That's great. I didn't get it. This will be the bane of my existence all night, and I will complain about it until I do something about it. It's just how it goes. Anyway, let's see. I wanted to attempt to put some music. Let's see if I can do this. How is your Sunday going? It was a nice, cool day. Shades of autumn. The crispness is in the air. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Oh, clearly I don't know how to spell that, so that address is wrong. It doesn't help when you have a light just blazing right in your face. Yeah. What? You know, let's see. Wonder if that is... Nah, that's not it. I don't know what I'm looking for. Forget it. Forget it. Anyway, it's fairly humid by me, but cool, but not too cool because it's humid. I cannot balance the temperature in my house. That sucks. I hate nothing more than being uncomfortable. And my comfort level always has to do with cool air versus warm air. Humidity, we already know, just sucks. One of my favorite cities in the planet is New Orleans. But it is humid down there. It can get really bad. But I don't know. You know, not to mention hurricanes and stuff. I hope everything turns out okay with that hurricane that's coming in for them. But yeah, that's not why we're here. Let's get this going. Cheers. That is friggin' tasty. Yeah, that is great. All right. So, book for the day is gonna be The Race Forever, and that's the cover there, by R.A. Montgomery. Illustrated by Ralph Reese. That's a different illustrator. We've seen two illustrators before. It's book number 17 out of the series of 184. Chipping away. Let's see. You're the star of the story. Choose from 32 possible endings. Now, we don't actually choose from those endings. We choose our way to those endings. Huh. Alright, I hope we don't have a problem here. Yeah, I don't understand how to read it. Not how to read, but how to read the title. Is it The Race Forever? The Race Forever? Well, that's just interesting. It appears that this is not available to read. Let's see. Let's work through this together, shallst we? If someone's being a smartass, it is unavailable. Alright, well, let's see what's going on here. Internet archive.org, my go-to, because these books can get expensive. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I want to lose some light for a second. And let's blind myself. Yeah, that's good. Alright, let's see what's going on here. This would be deeply upsetting if someone has borrowed this book and is preventing me from reading it. Another patron is using this book. So someone has decided to C-block me. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Let's find... Sorry, I'm just reading a bunch of stuff on the net. This is very interesting. I'm so perplexed. Alright, let's see. Let's go here. Let's see what happens when I go here. Okay, that's that website. And then, is this the same website? Oh, that's weird. Alright, great. I have to remember my login. That's of course not it. Why would it be? Yep, I've gone to that age. Oh boy. Alright. Okay, that's not it. Got it. Borrowing it for an hour. That's real weird. Alright. I don't understand why that didn't pop here. Let me see if I can get it on my tablet. Is this it? Is this the one? Oh, it's so weird. Alright, let me see if I can I'm sorry guys. Very strange. .org details weeks forever. Very, very strange. 00 mount underscore 0. Okay, well, there we go. That was interesting. Someone stole my library card. I don't know how many times I've replaced my library card in the last year and a half. It's actually been a thing I've done maybe 2 or 3 times now. Going down. Alright, well, now that that crisis has been averted, one more time. Oh, it's even a nicer cover, the versions. Doesn't have tape on it. This is going to be interesting because there's zebras on it. Let's see. Maybe there's a publishing date. Nah, I guess not. Wait, 1983. That's weird. 1983. All right. The book is older than you. Well, I'm older than its book. There's only, I think maybe the first 6 books I was not older than. And then here we are. Old as dirt. Alright. As always, I'm going to read the warning page because I think it's funny. Warning, do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures you can have competing in the first African dual road race rally. From time to time as you read along, you will be able to make decisions and choices. Your choices will determine whether you win or lose, finish the race, or not. Your adventures will be the result of your choices. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to see what happens next. There are 2 separate races in the rally, and they are completely different from one another. After you finish one race, you should drive the other to complete the rally. Be careful. Remember, racing is dangerous. Think before you act. And don't forget that winning is not necessarily finishing the race, nor is finishing necessarily winning. Message. Good luck. Ooh, someone, they drew a map of the east coast of Africa. Ethiopia, Sudan, Kenya. Let's see. That all still seems to be, accurate. Alright. I'm gonna read this book again. That's a system. One day I will. One day maybe I'll read Cave of Time straight start to finish. Because it was such a crowd favorite. Alright. You've been almost too nervous to look out the plane window at the African countryside below. The smiling stewardess leans over to check your seatbelt. Wait. The smiling stewardess leaning over to check your seatbelt jolts you back to reality. Anyway, we're approaching the airport in Nairobi now. You look out the window. Now you can see the large, modern city below. The gently rolling terrain is unlike the Arizona ranch country where you grew up. You remember the cable that brought you here. Congratulations. You have been selected to compete in a series of African road rallies designed to test both the skill of the drivers and the ruggedness of the cars. You weren't sure you could handle a race like this, but your dad poo-pooed the idea. Very quickly, a little quick sketch of your plane and some antelope. A thing. Page 2. Of course you can do it. I taught you everything I know. He knows a lot. He and his brother were competition drivers racing the Italian Ferrari and Lancia teams during the heyday of the Le Mans, the Mille Milan, Milia, and the Nürburgring races. Ugh. As soon as you could see over the steering wheel of a Jeep, your father began teaching you about cars and driving. The hours you spent in Jeeps out on the range and in fast cars on the track your dad laid out behind the barn have paid off. Yeah, do they have elk in Africa? I don't know. I thought they were antelope. Maybe they're Reeboks. You wish your dad were here with you, but he couldn't come. Some last-minute business forced him to cancel his plane reservation. At the competition headquarters, a large banner proclaimed the first African dual road race rally flaps slowly in the light breeze. Whew. That was something. People standing in clumps around a long table are talking excitedly. They are the drivers and navigators, the mechanics, and the representatives of the companies sponsoring the race. You sign in at the competition desk. Welcome. Here's your copy of the rules and regulations. I'm Michel Raplu, race chairman. I really hope I don't have to say his name again. He smiles at you and shakes your hand and gives you a large, bright blue folder that says Race Kit on the cover. You feel nervous. The other drivers look much older than you and seem very sure of themselves. Nope. Pressed the wrong button. This rally is special, Ruplu continues. I just can't get over his last name. There are actually two races. One tests speed over fast roads in race-prepared cars. In the other race, the rough road race. Oh my God, this is rough road race. In the other race, the rough road race, speed counts too, but you will be driving off-road vehicles. Each race, you will choose your own course, driving from designated checkpoint to checkpoint until you finish. You will not be racing head-to-head with other cars in either race. Instead, you will select cars and be started at half-hour intervals to avoid head-to-head racing. The courses are too narrow, and sometimes too crowded with animals and people for that. You understand? I just read a lot of stuff, and it all went in one ear and out the other. Or in my eye holes and out my mouth hole. Yes, thanks. I understand, you tell him. You don't understand. You didn't hear ish. You will be paired with a navigator co-driver chosen by lot, but that will come in a moment. Now you must choose which race you would like to start with. While you'll take part in both of them, you may decide which race you would like to drive first. It's so formality. Really is. Alright. And here comes our first choice of the evening. If you drive the speed race as your first race, turn to that page. If you want the rough road race, turn to that page. Wow, that's quite a jump. Page 4, page 67. Ay. Green Giant. Oh, man. Let's see. I have a Prime Loot. And I want to check it. They found me. Wait, are we choosing our own choose your own adventure? How meta, right? Yeah, we're choosing our own adventure. Well, choosing our own adventure. That hurt my head. Let's not do that again. Oops. That was close. Ugh. And time's up. Okay, well. Let's go speed first, because we're on page 3, we'll go to page 4. Alright. Oh, no wonder. Hang on a second. That's weird. The speed race is a difficult event. It's not like the Indianapolis 500. There isn't a track that you roar around lap after lap. You'll start in Nairobi and travel through Kenya. You'll drive along fairly good roads through game preserves, along flat surfaces in the highlands, and through hilly stretches. Finally, you'll end up back in Nairobi. Excuse me. You will be out on the roads at least one night during the race, and possibly... Wait. What? This sentence doesn't make any sense. You will be out on the roads at least one night during this race, and possibly 2 nights, depending on what happens. Anyway, you eye some of the competitors. The German team is dressed in dark blue coveralls with their names in gold lettering over the breast pocket. They look very serious. They're Germans. The team from Zaire is dressed in tan jumpsuits. Though they are smiling, they look every bit as serious as the Germans. They're from Zaire. Now you are confronted with a choice of 2 cars for this half of the rally. You can choose between the race-prepared Saab 900 Turbo, that's a real car, okay, or a race-prepared Lancia Stratos, also a real car. It's up to you. Let's see. Stuff, you tell me if you see this poll. Hit. The Saab Turbo or the Lancia Stratos. Right? Yeah, Saab 900. That's such a 1980s car. Alright. Yeah, new poll's up. Let me know if you can see that. If you can't, it looks like it's just you and me tonight. And, hey, you can just tell me. Or maybe I'll just read it as though I were reading it. I don't know. It sounds like a bad idea, too. It's chock full of bad ideas. While I do this, I'm gonna do this. Does that make sense? I know what I'm talking about. What? Why? Okay. I don't know. That's weird. Gotcha. Alright. Saab 900 it is. Page 16. I was going to choose a Saab 900 too. Page 16. That didn't look like a good drawing. It's like ripping wires out of the rear engine. Alright. Oh, my leg's already asleep. That's great. You've chosen the Saab 900 Turbo, a very reliable car. As a free agent, you've also chosen a stick with the name of your navigator, co-driver, on it. You picked a yellow stick with the name Zokil on it. He must be Russian, you think. You are partly right. Zokil is Russian, but he turns out to be a she! Exclamation point. Turn to page 6. Okay. Why would you bother doing that? Page 6. Set. Page 7. I believe there's a drawing of Zokil. Zokil smiles at you, shakes hands, and says, I am pleased to meet up with you. I saw your name in the race reports. We will do well together. I am sure of that. I'm not doing a Russian accent. You and Zokil examine the Saab carefully. You give particular attention to the tire treads, which have a special pattern to accommodate sometimes sandy and muddy roads and the rocky tracks you might have to drive. You know, neither of these cars makes any sense for Savannah. Yeah. Well, I don't think we're going out into the Savannah per se. We're doing the speed portion, so it's going to be like not flat track, but like mostly flat roads and pavement, asphalt. Look, I didn't write the book, okay? They look good to me. How about you? I think they're fine, Zokil. They're like the ones we use back home in Arizona. She suggests you study the map of the course and plan how you will run the race. You know, I've been thinking. That Lancia could be a little faster. We might have to go all out to catch up. You nod. Perhaps, but if we go all out, we could run into mechanical trouble. There's the wear and the tear of the high speed on the car, and those roads are really rough in spots. Let's decide, she says. Shall we start out conservative and count on finishing, or shall we go flat out? I don't know what flat out means. I'm going to assume that it's balls to the walls, even though one of you has a set of balls and the other one doesn't. So let's see, are we going to be more conservative? Or are we going to go flat? I spelled that wrong. Flat out. I was going over here to do something. What was I gonna... This is what I was gonna do. I was gonna do this. Wee. Get that out there. All right. Let's see where we're at. We're gonna go. Yep. I did that. Hey, that's weird. Alright, well, I'm gonna say we're gonna go conservative because I'm scaredy pants. I don't feel like dying within the first 5 minutes, but I know that's what you guys like. Anyway, page 11. Oh, and here's a picture of Zokil. She's a full-figured woman on a car marked 96. What's that, page 8? What's that, page 7? So page 11 we have to go to 7-Eleven. Snake eyes once again. Okay, Zokil. It is better to finish the race than risk not finishing. We'll race it conservatively. Don't worry, my friend. We will do our best to win. You will see. The race starter drops the flag. Wow, I hate when they break up big words. The chronometer begins running as you speed off in a flurry of brown-gray dust. Watch out for gazelles, Zokil. They're all over the place. I'd hate to hit one. I don't know who'd be worse off. Zokil says. Nods, rather. You settle behind the wheel and resign yourself to the long, grueling hours ahead. Zokil busies herself with the maps, compass, and stopwatches, the equipment of rally navigators. At specially designated points along the route, there will be race officials checking out your progress. You must stop at these checkpoints, for, in addition to checking in with the officials, the stops provide a chance to refuel, make repairs, and rest. The heat of late afternoon is affecting both of you. It's been 6 hours of rough driving with no let-up. The car is performing well, and it's about time for Zokil to take her turn behind the wheel. Tight, conservative racism. Yep. Cyberpath, what's going on? Welcome. Around a rocky outcropping, you suddenly come to a very wide riverbed. A trickle of water runs a zigzag course down the middle where the once large river flowed. Clouds have been gathering all afternoon. The sky is now dark gray blue. Well, what is it? And thunder rumbles above you. Zokil reports that it's raining slightly to the north. The riverbed is wide and will not be easy to cross. You will have to be careful and take your time. Just then, large raindrops begin to spatter the roof and the hood of the car, You recall a warning of your father's. Flash flood danger, you say. We could get caught in the middle of that riverbed. Maybe we should wait. For what? She asks. She has never seen flash floods. They can fill the stream bed in minutes with a wall of water 10 feet high, sweeping away everything in their paths. So that brings us to our next choice. Are we going to... Oh my god. Wait until the storm is over. Let's see, so wait it out, just like Tool said, or risk crossing. Not Chris crossing with your clothes on backwards. Dad jokes. Anyway. That's some good stuff. Oh. Well, look who it is. The crisscross will, in fact, make you jump. But did you know that the Daddy Mac will make you? And the Mac Daddy will make you, of course. Don't want to forget about him. Yep. Alright. Now that we've got a full party, everyone is out here for blood. I like it. So it looks like we're going to risk crossing it. Page 22. Oh my god, that's a person on fire. That's a guy with a gun. Okay. Page 22. Miggity, miggity, miggity. I appreciate you phonetically writing that out. Alright, 1 second here. I'm not enjoying this. Yep. And that's a person on fire, too. I don't believe it will flood. Let's go, Zokil says firmly. You agree with her reluctantly and die. No. Now you begin to drive onto the uneven gravel at the edge of the broad riverbed. After a few minutes, the Saab bogs down in the sand. Oh, that's Guy Fieri. That's what I'm talking about. Don't gun the motor. Easy, easy. It's no use, Zokil. It won't come unstuck. Just then, you hear a muffled roaring noise. Immediately, you know what it is. A flash flood is racing down at you at a tremendous speed. Suddenly, it's right on top of you. Black, brown, murky water foaming all over and spinning the car around. The sky is dark again. Thunder rumbles in the hills. What should you do? Swim for shore or stay with the car? So, that was smart, guys. That was real smart. I know you're not in it for the smartness. You just want to see me get ish face. Okay, so swim for safety or stay with, that's not how you spell that, stay with the car. So our choices are to leave the car and swim to safety or attempt to swim to safety. Oh god, poo water. Yep. Yeah. Do we swim through the poo water for safety? Or do we stay with the car and see what happens? I gotta start unlocking. You think we fucked up? I gotta start unlocking some of these emojis. Still my favorites. Let's see. That's my favorite right there. Pop that in there. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, the room is divided. Alright. Well, let's sneak one in. We're swimming for safety. Page 35. That's 36. Oh my. Okay, well, here we go. Let's go. Time's a wasting. You and Zokil jump from the car and plunge into the river. How could this be? One moment earlier, it was a dry riverbed. Now, oh man. Now a treacherous torrent is rolling along at high speed, carrying with it tree stumps, animals unfortunate enough to have been caught while drinking from the stream, and you. You swim with the torrent, but at an angle to the bank. The current catches you and hauls you about like a toy boat. It is due to luck more than your swimming ability that you're not battered against the rocks and stumps. Finally, your feet bump against the gravel bank. Then, you are lying in the brown, foamy, shallow water that is now receding as quickly as it rose. Zokil is about 100 yards downstream. She makes it to shore safely and weakly waves to you. She is as exhausted as you are. When you look out at the stream, there is no trace of the Saab. It's gone. Several minutes later, you join Zokil. The sun is out again. It feels good on your cold, wet skin. Okay, so here we are. No car, no food, no radio, and miles from anywhere. Zokil smiles. Yes, but we're alive, my friend. Alive. We will make it. Wow. For 2 grueling days, you and Zokil walk back the way you came. Hunger gnaws at you, but there is water to drink in the puddles made by the violent storm. It's dangerous, though. There could be parasites in the water. Your thirst is stronger than your fear, so you drink. Zokil suggests trying to catch some small animals. A small gazelle, perhaps. Like, what? Fine. Then what do we do? We don't have any matches. I'm not about to eat any gazelle without cooking it. You will if you have to. It's probably fortunate that Zokil doesn't catch anything. 2 days later, you walk into the last checkpoint. You're exhausted, starved, and disappointed, but you're alive. A race committee team is there in a Land Rover with food, water, sleeping bags, and friendship. Aww. You didn't win this time, but you made it back to safety. So, it says the end, but then right after it says, turn to page 67 to start the rough road race. So, that's what we're going to do, because quite frankly, you didn't have to win both races. Page 67. Now we're going to get stupid and go off-road. While you were waiting in line at the race committee table to go through the paperwork for the rough road race, you noticed the sign over the officials' heads. And it reads, "Be careful. Watch out for animals, bad roads, snakes, and fatigue. This race will test your skills, stamina, and nerves. Although it isn't anywhere near as fast as the speed race, it is still full of hazards." Oh, God. Michel Rupley, or whatever. Let's see. Ruplot. Motions you over to the table. It's time to choose now. What will it be? You can drive the British Land Rover or the Japanese Toyota. The other cars are already spoken for. Let's talk about Death Race for a second. I love that crappy old movie. I hate the fact that Sylvester Stallone does Full Frontal. And that is all I've got to say about that. The remake was pretty decent with Jason Statham. Nah, you just missed the Tokyo Drift. Lorraine Photography, what's up? You just missed us not die, but get washed out. That's always fun. Let's drift. Let's drift in a Land Rover or Toyota. I mean, what are we doing here? I know nothing about driving. That's not true. I know how to drive. I just don't have a license. And I don't think I passed the test. So that's the thing. I feel like I'm going to move this back a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm going to do this. Yeah. Cool. Okay, anyway. 86 Corolla, bro. Alright, we're going to hit up that Toyota. 73. For the record, I didn't know Land Rover was British. 73. So look at that. I just learned something today. Here we go. You choose the Toyota. It's a beauty. Red paint with gray trim. Race prepared. It has heavy grills over the headlights, extra wheels, jerry cans of gas, a pickaxe, shovels, and a regular axe strapped to the body. The whole car smells of polish and motor oil. Now, if I was a jerk, I would have read that as the whole car smells of Polish and motor oil. While you're looking over the Toyota, a tall African seemingly appears out of nowhere. "Hello. You are holding a stick with my name on it, yes?" "I have a stick with the name Amos on it. Are you Amos?" Whoa. That is a name. Well, you could play Teriyaki Boys. Yeah. I am going to butcher this so bad, and I apologize. Amos Tutuola Nsidia. Nsinde. That's it. Got it. Nailed it. Got it. I was named for the Nigerian novelist. Okay. He sticks out his hand. "Very glad to meet you. Shall we continue with our inspection?" Uh, oh man, so weird thing. They don't actually say Fast and Furious in the movie because that would be silly. But if they did, you'd have to drink. Finally, your start time arrives and you're off. The Toyota runs wonderfully. Once you're free of the hubbub of the start, your first choice becomes clear. The route through the hill country is well defined but extremely rough. It is much shorter than the route through the valley. Normally, you'd pick the easier valley route, except that it's poorly marked and has many river crossings that could be difficult, which we learned are difficult. So our first choice on this leg of the race is going to be let's see, go through hill country. Oh, good, I spelled that correctly. Or longer valley route. Wait, that's not longer. Oh, it is longer. That's weird. I thought the valley was shorter, just poorly marked. I don't know. Whatever, what do I know? Yeah. Ooh, it's all sweaty. Ooh, excuse me. Oh. Yeah, buddy. Drift, drift, drift. Let's drift. See, when I think of drifting, it makes me think of Video Game High School. That was a great show. I was really upset I didn't think of it. But of course it was Rocket Jump, so like, if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be them. Just bummed I didn't think of it. I would always love to have seen like Video Game College. I thought that would have been cool. They could have gone to college for video games. Because, going to high school for video games is totally a thing too, but whatever. Oh, we're going to go the longer valley route, which is weird to me, but okay. Page 84. What the heck was that? Looks like a Trail of Tears situation. 84. And if anybody knows what that is, you paid attention in class. I went to college for video games. It sucked. Alright, fair. I meant the way they went to school for video games, where they were competing in video games, not creating them. You choose the easier valley route, which is short but longer. You will have to push yourself and keep moving at all costs to minimize the disadvantages for the longer course. Finally, you come to a major river crossing. The water is shallow and looks easy to cross. It appears that you're the only drivers to have come this way. There are no tracks on the riverbed. You plunge ahead with the Toyota in low-range, four-wheel drive. The river bottom is pretty stable and solid. It doesn't look the same thing, whatever. The water appears clean and clear. The river deepens toward the middle, raises to cover the hubs, then recedes as you climb to the opposite banks. On the other side, Amos suggests to stop to grease the hubs and axle and ball joints. Sand and silt can destroy these sensitive points. Does the Toyota really need it? Is it worth the time? Brings us to our next choice. Are we going to listen to Amos and grease the parts, which sounds way dirty, decide the water is clean and you need to keep moving, or not grease the parts, which also sounds equally as dirty? Boy, oh boy, let's see. A690. Excuse me. It came on suddenly. Hi there. Welcome to Stream Your Own Adventure. I don't know. What are you guys choosing here? Nobody's choosing nothing. There's 6 of you and no one's voting. Let's see. Alright, well, I get to choose. Let's see. We're gonna grease the parts. 86. Turn to page 86. Oh, there's a cute little drawing of you. Fording the river. Very much Oregon Trail style. Grease my parts. Yeah, no, I already chose. You decided you better grease the car's fittings now. You can't afford to risk a breakdown later. Actually, it doesn't take long at all, and it's a good thing you chose to do it too. When you inspect the grease oozing from the hubs, you find more contamination than you expected. Then you're off in good spirits. Even the sun is cooperating. That's because we paid it a lot of money to cooperate. It seems less hot than before. Again, we paid it. Towards 2 p.m., you arrive at a small ravine. You stop at the edge to select the best way across. The rainstorms have cut so severely into the red dish earth that part of one bank has broken away. Then you see it. A skull. A human skull lies partially uncovered, staring with empty eyes at the ever-changing cloud pattern in the blue African sky. Very descriptive. Amos, look. Oh my, what is that? You scramble out of the Toyota and kneel next to the skull. You dig carefully around with your pocket knife and discover several more skeleton fragments just beneath the earth. Amos, this could be the find of the century. What do you mean? Aren't these just old bones? Amos, this skull could be millions of years old. It could be the missing link between apes and people, one of the first real human species. The two of you examine the skull, noting its particularly heavy brow and shallow eye sockets. No question about it, Amos. This is for real. We could be famous. Yes, my friend, but we must hurry now. We are losing valuable time here. Should you go on now and come back later with archaeologists? Or would it be better to give up the race? Your find might be much more important. So, I don't even understand why they would give you this choice. But, here we are, having to make it. Let's see. Race and return. Or abandon the race. Those are our choices. And if you ask me, that looks like a regular old human skull. Just putting that out there. That's just me, though. I'm no archaeologist. I'm not even a race car driver. I'm barely an internet personality. I'm barely a person. Right? We should go get archaeologists and then finish the race and just be like, boom, crushed it. Not only did we discover the lost tribe of Africa, won the race too. Comeback of the century, indeed. Let's see where we're at with this poll. Alright, guys. Being real respectable. Alright, page 108. Or not. Page 108. Love this little slider bar. Page 108. You decide to go on with the race. You can come back with an archaeologist later. The Toyota stops at the edge of a dry river. Time to refuel, Amos announces. While you pour gas in the tank, Amos stretches his legs, walking in the riverbed. Suddenly, he starts running towards you. Look, look, look! Gold! Gold! My friend, there is gold here! You run to meet him. Amos holds out a nugget of gold that must weigh 4 ounces. I don't know. Is that a lot? I don't know. You both start digging. More nuggets. There's gold everywhere. We will be rich. Let's quit the race right now. But Amos, we've come so far already, you say doubtfully. Amos doesn't answer but keeps digging up gold nuggets. So random. You're the best internet personality besides the best Lord. Yeah, okay. Sure. Here's our next choice. Because, again, excuse me, I don't know why they would let us do this. Continue the race. It would help if I spell race correctly. Continue the race. Or quit the or quit and hunt for more nugs. Aw. Can't put the word nugs in there because it's too long. You're absolutely right. Those nugs can buy a lot of chicky nugs. Oh, chicky parm. It's the only one I remember ever. Chicken nuggets are the ish, though. Dinosaur shape, that's what's up. Damn, I want some chicken nuggets now. Anyway, enough fantasizing about fast food. Oh, interesting. Just a point of interest. If we hunt for more gold, we have to go to page 116. The book ends on page 116. But you guys set out to finish a race, and we're going to finish it, by golly. I insist, Amos. I left the skull behind, remember? Let's go on with the race. We will come back for the gold later. You do return after you finish the race. This time you're equipped as a gold miner and prepare for a month of digging. You spend a month, but not as you had planned because you never find the gold again. It's though it has vanished. Too bad. The end. That's interesting. Oh boy. Yeah. So that's disappointing. Moderately disheartening. Let's see. Let's backtrack to the sort of beginning. Yeah, that's an ending, and it's a boring ending. I think. Could have made a lot of money if we had decided to dig. Although I'm curious what would have happened if you decided to get archaeologists. May never know. All right. Let's see. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Yeah, right. Let's close that out. All right. Guys want to go again? Well, I think I owe you at least one more. Right. All right. I'm going to jump ahead to pretty much our first decision. Oy! And I'm just going to put the poll in right there. This is basically how we want to start the race. We have a choice between two legs of the race. We have to run them both. We can do the speed race first, or we can do the rough road race first. So just jump there, because like the first couple pages are kind of inconsequential, as they most usually are. Yeah. Well, just spilled a bit of water. But at the end of the day, I suppose it's just water. Wonder what my battery's looking like here. Let's see. Yeah, that's enough. Alright. That's enough of that. I'm sleepy. Wow. Now I'm yawning a lot. I'm sorry, guys. Ever since I started this new job, I can't hang. That's a bummer. Shouldn't have started it. Should have just thrown myself fully into streaming. Alright, speed race. Here we go. The speed race is a difficult event. It's not like the Indianapolis 500. There isn't a track that you roar around lap after lap. You will start in Nairobi and travel through Kenya, because you will be as fast as Kenyans, and no one will beat the Kenyans. And they're going to say, "You're so fast. Are you from Kenya?" You'll drive along fairly good roads, through game preserves, along flat surfaces in the highlands, and through hilly stretches. Finally, you'll end up back in Nairobi. You will be out on the roads at least one night during the race, and possibly 2 nights, depending on what happens. You eye some of the competitors. The German team is dressed in dark blue overalls with their names in gold lettering over the breast pocket. They look very serious. Again, they're from Germany. The team from Zaire is dressed in tan jumpsuits. Though they are smiling, they look every bit as serious as the Germans. Again, they're from Zaire. You are now confronted with the choice of 2 cars for this half of the rally. You could choose between a race-prepared Saab 900 Turbo or a race-prepared Lancia Stratos. It is up to you. So, our second choice comes in the form of, what are we driving? Saab 900 or Lancia Stratos. That's not how you spell that. That's how you spell that. That's that good stuff right there. Liquid gold. Alright. Let's see what we're looking at here. I'll go on Saab 900 again. Okie dokie. Page 16. Unless... Nah, it's probably going to be page 16. Page 16. Alright. It's very short. I still don't understand this page. It's so short. You have chosen the Saab 900 Turbo, a very reliable car. As a free agent, you've also chosen a stick with the name of your Navigator co-driver on it. You've picked a yellow stick with the name Zokil on it. He must be Russian, you think. You are partly right. Zokil is Russian, but he turns out to be a she. Whatever. Again, it was 1983. I'm sure that was controversial. What, a woman? Oh, no. A woman in a role that didn't require a baking pan or apron? Oh. All right. So Kill smiles at you, shakes hands, and says, "I am pleased to meet up with you. I saw your name in the race reports. We will do well together. I am sure of that." You and Zokil examine the Saab carefully. You give particular attention to the tire treads, which have a special pattern to accommodate the sometimes sandy and muddy roads and the rocky tracks you might have to drive. They look good to me. How about you? I think they're fine, Zokil. They're like the ones we use back home in Arizona. She suggests you study the map of the course and plan how you will run the race. You know, I've been thinking that Lancia could be a little faster. We might have to go all out to catch up. You nod. Perhaps, but if we go all out, we could run into mechanical trouble. There's the wear and tear of the high speed on the car, and those roads are really rough in spots. Let's decide, she says. Shall we start out conservative and count on finishing, or should we go flat out? Conservative or flat out? Last go of this, we went conservative. I don't know if you want to find a better way. Or find a different way, not a better way. Yeah, I need some like Fast and the Furious music. Or not. Maybe I just need some like African traditional music. Yeah, next episode I think I'm gonna have some set up because I've been meaning to do that, and my neighbors are really loud. Flat out it is. Page 13. Page 13. Alright. Oh boy. That's great. Oops. That's in the chat. Alright. Let's do it. Let's push it right to the limit. This car can take it. You and Zokil get the flag from the race committee starters. You slide through the gears until you are running in fourth along a fairly flat stretch at high speed, the very fastest you can go. The car is well tuned and responds quickly to your driving skills. The hours melt away and the blazing sun dips into the western sky. Fuel is getting low. Maybe it would be good to refuel. You nod to Zokil and slow the Saab down, looking for a good spot to pull off the road. Over there, she says. There's a tree to park under. We need to rest too. Holy cow, excuse me. We need to rest too. Okay, I see it, you answer. Soon the car comes to a halt beneath a grove of trees close to the road. You get out and stretch your legs to relieve the muscle cramps. Zokil offers you a canteen with a mixture of tea and sucrose. The extra gas tanks are stored in the rack where the backseat used to be. You hand two large red cans to Zokil. High speeds eat up the fuel really fast. Maybe we'll have to slow down a bit, you say. Zokil is busy pouring the fuel into the tank through a strainer, an extra precaution to keep dirt from clogging the fuel line or the injectors. Meanwhile, you open the hood to check the oil. Oh boy. That doesn't look good. Zokil is lifting a jerry can when it slips and hits the ground, spilling gas and spraying it high. Some of the gas hits the exhaust pipe. Immediately it ignites. Boom! Zokil screams. You throw yourself on top of her and knock her to the ground, smothering furious, almost, flames that have started to burn her jumpsuit. Fortunately, the jumpsuit is flame retardant, or it probably would have been completely ablaze now. Zokil, are you okay? The gas went up so quickly. I'm okay, but my hands and arms are really burned. Look, she gasps. You examine the reddened puffy skin where the burning gas has left marks. You get out the first aid kit and spread antiseptic cream on the affected area. Zokil says that she is all right now and insists that you continue the race. You just aren't sure. The burns look pretty bad. The skin is intact. The flames did not penetrate the lower layers of skin, because all of a sudden you're a doctor. But you think the burns will blister and then could become infected. Also, Zokil is weakened and she could go into shock. What should you do? What a strange set of events. Let's see. Okay, if you decide Zokil's burns should be treated, turn to page 23 and head for the last village you passed. Let's see, so treat Zokil. I'm not typing anything, that's great. Treat Zokil. Or, if you decide to continue the race believing Zokil is alright, continue the race. They're great. Yeah, that's a weird... Oh, yeah, there's a drawing for that. It's terrible. That's your co-pilot navigator going up in flames. It actually does look like the back of a Saab. So, kudos to our artist. Wowzers. Oh, this one's a doozy. And we are about to end our poll. All right. There are humanitarians among us. So page 23. We're going to treat Zokil. All right. I'm sorry, Zokil. The race is over for us. You've got to get some medical help. We're heading back. Zokil leans back in her seat. Shadows of pain darken her face. You drive as fast and as careful as possible, trying not to jar her. The drive seems twice as long as you remember. Finally, you arrive at the small village. The village is spread out around one main hut where the head man or chief lives. The other huts, with their yellowing thatched roofs, are placed in a precise arrangement around the main hut. They are only slightly smaller, just enough to symbolize their difference from the headman's hut. A Jeep station wagon with the light blue seal of the United Nations is parked beside one of the huts. To your great delight, you realize that a UN agricultural and medical support team is here. What are the chances? Hey, we need help. Hello? Anyone here? We need help. From the headman's hut step 3 people dressed in blue dungarees. Who uses that word anymore? And khaki work shirts. One of them has a short, white beard. He is deeply tan. I am Dr. Rudolph. What is the problem? It's my friend Zokil. She's burned. Well, let's see her. Page 39. That's quite a leap. 39. That's page 40. While Dr. Rudolph dresses Zokil's burns, you introduce yourself to the other 2 UN officials. One is a woman from Israel who specializes in new methods of crop fertilization. The other is a Swede. He seems very interested in your car. My name is Sven. You are a driver in the African Road Rally? Well, I guess so, you say. It looks like we're out of this one. I'm not sure I can really go on without Zokil. Sven thinks for a moment and then says, back in Gothenburg, I was a semi-professional race driver. Weekend races, that type of thing. I could go with you. Why not? I will take your navigator's place. Okay, that's a thing now. So our next choice is rather silly if you ask me. Take Sven up on his offer. Take up Sven's offer. Or if you decide that you really give up the race. Wait, if you decide that you can't really give up the race, but you want to try going it alone. Okay, so go it alone. Those are ridiculous choices. I thought you were just like a minute ago you were just like, that's it, a race is run. You need medical attention. Let's move on. And now you're all of a sudden like, oh, I gotta do it. I don't know, man. Should have been a third choice. Go home and go to sleep. That's just me. Right. Oh, my loan is expired. I'm gonna borrow that again. Thanks. I thought I had a 14-day borrow. Whatever. Whatever, indeed. Okay. Hit the nitrous button. I don't think we have nitrous. But, I mean, that would be pretty cool. Alright, taking Sven up on his offer. As random as that is. Yeah, I came out here to do humanitarian work, but I ended up becoming the driver co-pilot of a Saab 900 for this kid. We've been in love ever since. I just passed a bunch of endings. Wow. Alright. Here we go. Let's see something. Alright, that's not. Oop, no. Alright. Okay, Sven, let's do it. You handle the navigating and I'll manage the driving. Good, my new friend. That is an efficient way to handle this race. Sven smiles broadly at you and indicates with a red felt-tip marker the route he has chosen. He has been in East Africa doing agricultural forecasting and planning for more than 2 years, so he really knows the area. The route he proposes is completely different from the one you chose, but you trust his judgment. I don't know, you just met him a minute ago. Twice, you think you must be lost. Small roads seem to turn into dusty ruts that your car can hardly pass through. Then you plunge out of a group of rolling hills onto the plain and the fast road. Okay, that is... You push the accelerator to the floor, watching carefully. There are cattle along the road, even some zebras. You dash on as fast as possible, and at exactly 3:21 Eastern African Standard Time, you take the checkered flag in Nairobi. You have finished the race third overall. Zokil meets you at the finish line. Her arms are bandaged and in slings, but otherwise, she is fine. That's the ending of that race. Now we have to turn to page 67 to work on the, Oh, hey, there was a... That's nice. There's a picture of, yeah, alright. There's a picture of the guy who runs the race giving you your race kit. It's actually like a fairly lifelike drawing, all things considered. I appreciate that. With your Toyota and your Land Rover in the background, of course. I'm not looking for a time. Okay. Page 67 to complete the full race. While you're waiting at the line, waiting in line at the race committee table, you go through the paperwork for the rough... hang on a second here. I hate when this doesn't display properly. No. Ugh. God damn it. I broke it. Alright, whatever. I'm not fixing it. While you're waiting in line at the race committee table to go through the paperwork for the rough road race, you notice a sign over the officials' heads. Be careful. Watch out for animals, bad roads, snakes, and fatigue. This race will test your skills, stamina, and nerves. Although it isn't anywhere near as fast as the speed race, it is still full of hazards. Michelle motions you over to the table. It's time to choose now. What will it be? You can drive a British Land Rover or a Japanese Toyota. The other cars have already been spoken for. So, back at this silly decision, are we going to take a Land Rover or are we going to take the Toyota? Land Rover, Toyota. Booter. I'm going to take a nap. Just kidding. Sorry. I don't know, all of a sudden I'm very tired. Maybe it's the beer. Maybe I'm waking up at 6 a.m. every day. I don't know. Either way, I don't like it. Dean, you still here? Let's see. You are not still here, you bum. Oh, wait. That's a lie. You are a bum. Wait. It's not a lie that you're a bum, but it's a lie that you're still here. Yep. Ooh, I'm getting delirious. That's... Dude, you could have chosen a better phrase. Much better phrasing. Land Rover it is. Page 68. That one was free. You choose the British Land Rover. Again, didn't know Land Rover was a British company. As you walk over to the garage to check its preparation, you meet your co-driver. You glance at your wrist chronograph. Let me just say watch. Only 3 hours till you're scheduled to start. The paperwork with the officials took longer than you expected. You're hoping to get a navigator you can work well with. There are a lot of details to iron out before the start, and not much time to do so. This is too small. Hang on a second. Okay. Nope, perfect phrasing. All right, whatever. All you know about your navigator is the name on the stick you selected, Eduardo. At the garage, a long steel quinset hut. A mechanic in greasy coveralls points out your car. Your Rover, a red one with a white top, is jacked up in the air. One mechanic is busy with a grease gun under the car. Another, waving a large wrench around, is having an involved conversation with someone wearing a driver's suit. His back is to you. This must be your co-driver. It sure looks like the Eduardo you know. But can it be? He would have let you know he was going to be here. The mechanic with the wrench smiles and waves. The driver talking to him turns around. It is Eduardo. I don't know if that's good or bad yet. You and Eduardo have driven together before and work well as a team. In addition, Eduardo has had lots of experience on rough roads, driving Jeep tours in Colorado Rockies. You and Eduardo hug each other heartedly. Page 70. Oh, and here's a drawing of that. What are you doing here, you ask him. Why didn't you let me know? I just got here this morning, Eduardo answers. I didn't know I'd be here myself. His voice becomes quieter. I'm substituting for someone who was killed in one of the races. Then his face brightens. Enough of that. We'll save the rest of the explanation for later. We have lots of work to do. How's the car, you ask Eduardo. In good shape. Hank and Bill are almost done. All the mechanical systems check out. Hank is finishing the chassis grease job, and Bill and I are having a little argument about what weight motor oil to use. You listen to the argument for a few minutes, decide Bill is right, and tell him to get on with it. Then you and Eduardo sit down with the maps and discuss routes, speed strategies, and what supplies and spare equipment to take. Oh man, now all of a sudden you're not going to work with me? Oh, there we go. Before you know it, the starter has dropped the flag, and you and Eduardo are off. You've decided to take a paved road out of Nairobi for 8 miles or so, and then head off into the wilds. But you don't get more than 4 miles out of the city before you spot trouble ahead. A wooden barricade lies across the road, and soldiers in khaki are standing stiffly at attention. You stop near the barricade and consult with the colonel there. He tells you, in a stiff British accent, that the route you want to take is blocked by thousands of drought refugees from the south. He says you might be able to continue the way you've planned, but that an alternate route he traces on your map may be better. So, our next choice is going to be between continue original route, or follow alternative route. Nope, gotta press the button. Press the button, Frank. Oh, TVs, Frank. How I miss thee. Misty. Oh, man. Now I got an itch I can't reach. Yeah, whatever. Look at that. Look at that arm hair. Okay, sorry. Yeah, let's run down a bunch of refugees, because I have a feeling that's what this is coming to. See if I can see that on the playback, because that was pretty funny. Nope, missed it. Alright, whatever. Alright, continue on the original route. Page 74. That's not a drawing for us. Woofa. Alright. This gatefold photo, which I'll show you after I read the pages. Oh, excuse me. Up close and personal with me. It would be a waste, you decide, to throw out all the advanced planning you and Eduardo did to stray from your original route. You put the rover into first gear, wave goodbye to the colonel, who stiffly salutes you back, and drive around the barricade. Several miles down the road, you encounter the refugees. There aren't many at first, but the further you drive, the more you see. They're thin, very thin, except for most of the children who have swollen bellies, a symptom of starvation. The walkers look straight ahead as they trudge along, showing no curiosity about you, as though they had no energy to spare. Before you know it, you're surrounded by refugees. You're forced to shift down into first gear. Then even that is not slow enough, and you must shift into your low range. Still, the refugees come, and eventually you are forced to stop. I'll give you a quick of that gatefold. You see how what they've drawn there. Maybe not. Alright, okay. Page 76. You wonder if you should have taken the colonel's advice. You're having a hard time concentrating on the race with all these empty, gaunt faces surrounding you. The vultures circle overhead. You're almost overwhelmed by the feeling that you must help these people, but what can you do? Your food and water supplies are limited. Offering them would be a cruel joke. Great, they're going to make us... I don't know what this selection is, but if you decide you must stop and try and find a way to help, choose the first one. Try and help. Or if you decide to go on with the race but promise yourself that you'll come back later and help as much as you can, continue and return. Mostly humanitarian way of looking at things. I'm looking for my phone. I have to double check something. Okay. We are good. This is a strange book. A lot of stuff I didn't expect. Although, to be fair, I don't know what to expect from these books. Truthfully. They can really be all over the place. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this, because I'm done there. Try and help. Alright. We're gonna try and help now. Just put this over here real quick. And we will dive right in. Okay, try and help is page 80. Excuse me. You are overwhelmed by the feeling that you must stop and help now. You tell Eduardo you have decided to abandon the race. You can't go on in the face of all this misery. You step out of the car, full of regret at leaving both Eduardo and the race. I wish you luck, friend. Please do not feel bad about leaving me. I understand, Eduardo says. You scarcely have time to wave goodbye before the press of refugees pushes on you. You feel better with each step you take back towards the barricade. When you get there, you will volunteer to help with every ounce of your strength. The end. Yep. That's the end. I don't even know. This was... I think I say it every week. This book was strange. This was a really strange book. This is a really weird book. But I honestly think this one really, truly takes the cake. I don't know. Yeah, these books, dude. Right, exactly. I don't even know what to say. Like, this is just a strange one. Like, a race, but almost all your decisions were about getting out of your car. There were drawings where I saw someone had an AK-47, so at some point I'm sure you ran into warlords. Let's see. I mean, I guess I get it. I can't even write a single narrative creating 32. Yeah, I know what you're saying. They're also written for, 10-year-olds, so a lot of what mature readers look for in books or what they enjoy about books, it's kind of not there. These adventures are scary. Yeah, I guess so. Dealing with, hundreds of refugees and doing the right thing or digging for gold or finding skulls. Actually, I'm really curious. Let's see if I can somehow figure out how to get back to that one. I really wanted to know. Page 67. I really wanted to know what happens. Okay, so we picked the Toyota. We run the route through the hill, longer valley. It's 84. We're going to run the valley. 84. Because I know what happens if we decide. That's a heck of a drawing. You choose the easier valley route. Take your time to grease. We grease the wheels. 86. Shallow eye sockets. There it is. Continue to raise the plan on later. Okay, so 108 and 801. I'm just going to write 108, 101. If I was 10, my adventure would end at don't go in the fucking adventure. Yeah, kind of with you. Okay, so we're going to abandon the race and go 101. So I'm so curious how this was going to go down. Even though Eduardo is sure... Oh, wrong one. Amos, I'm giving up the race. This is too important. We're standing in the Olduvai Gorge where Louis and Marie Lakey discovered the bones of the earliest humans. This is where human life on Earth may have begun. Amos nodded with understanding and returns to the Toyota to radio in your withdrawal from the race. You tell him to report mechanical troubles as your reason. No sense in attracting too much attention to your discovery, at least not yet. You study the skull and what appears to be an entire skeleton as you sit for hours on the side of the gully holding the remains of your ancestor. You notice from the skull that its brain must have been small. What did this person see, feel, and do? Near dusk, you return to the Toyota. Just as you are about to enter the car, you are struck by the vicious fangs of the puff adder. Oh boy, one of the world's most deadliest snakes. As you drift into unconsciousness, you think about the first humans. Are you so different from them? Then you see a brilliant white light. Your life ends here where humanity began. Years later, a student of Lakey's rediscovers the site. He knows about your death here because he is an amateur car racer himself, and he names the site after you. Wow, okay, great. And page 108 is if we decide to come back. Oh, way more. You decide to go on with the race. You can come back with the archaeologist later. The Toyota stops at the edge of the dry river. Time to refuel, Amos announces. While you pour gas in the tank, Amos stretches his legs, walking into the riverbed. Suddenly, starts running towards you. Gold. Yeah, gold. We know the gold. Oh, yeah, if we quit the race. If we had quit the race. Page 116. Forget the race, you say. Gold is gold, right? You and Amos stake a claim, start mining for gold and become extremely wealthy. Amos buys a villa in Monaco. You take up residence in the Bahamas. You two start your own series of race called Gold Fever. I don't know. I got nothing. We didn't die. You almost got your friend or your co-pilot killed. I don't know. I guess all in all, it was a success? Question mark. Anyway, join me next week for the next installation of these series. It's going to be called Underground Kingdom. It's written by Edward Packard. It's released in 1983. So, the book is still older than Stuff Y. The Underground Kingdom. I don't know. I'm beat. I'm exhausted. I love you all. I'm going to cut this one short. As always, you can follow us at Geekade, all the great stuff right above my head. Social media, Instagram, Facebook. There's a Discord channel where you can chat with a lot of the personalities, myself included, Vest Lord, Stuff Wise there, my co-host Chris Randazzo for the Waveback Podcast. Go to geekade.com. You can check out all our podcasts, all our great articles, all the great content that... Stop doing that. All the great content that we work really, really hard to provide for you guys, for your enjoyment. Hit the little subscribe button. You won't miss a dang on thing, especially when I'm streaming. Follow Vestlord. He does a bunch of video game streams. And apparently he had a meltdown about Ruts Huts. So that's a thing. Anyway, if you're not from the New Jersey area, I guess you won't understand what that means. That being said, y'all have a great week. I will see you next time. And, choose safer paths, I suppose. I don't know. It's a new thing. I'm trying it out. Failed. Don't